Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm finally here for another 2021 album review, and it is going to be for Iron Maiden's new studio album that just came out today, titled Senjutsu. I believe that's how you say it. I'm not really sure, but it's some kind of Japanese or Chinese language. That's all I know. Not really sure how to pronounce the name of the album. But either way though, this is another double album from Iron Maiden. Their first double album being their 2015 album, The Book of Souls. But we're not reviewing The Book of Souls. I'm just saying that The Book of Souls was their first double album. And their new album, Senjutsu, is also a double album. For those that aren't aware of that. So, yeah, with this album, the first disc has 6 songs, second disc has 4 songs, which, in my opinion, I think it would have been better if both discs had 5 apiece. That would be even for 10, but either way, it's whatever though. Enough about the chitter chatter shit. So with that being said though, let's go and get started with this album review for Iron Maiden's new album, Senjutsu. So the first song on the album I'd like to talk about for this review is the second single of the album called Stratago. Now, when I first heard the song for the first time when it was released or whatnot, I wasn't a big fan of it, to be honest, but honestly, the more and more I did go back to the song, it grew on me, so now it is a song I like, and it kind of takes me back to the era of like maybe even Power Slave. So get this kind of classic style with this Iron Maiden song, Stratago. So yeah, that's all I really say for it. So I am glad that the song did grow on me though, because it is a great song and it will remind you of their 80s material. At least that's how I think it'll remind you of, because it does for me. Great song though. Next song I want to talk about in this review is the lead single, The Writing on the Wall. Now, I've seen other metal fan bitch complain about this song because they say it sounds too country, this and that nonsense, but I don't get what's to complain about with this song because I think it's a great and catchy song. So yeah, there's nothing really bad about this song at all. Sure, it's not their heaviest stuff, but either way though, there's nothing to really complain about with The Writing on the Wall by Iron Maiden, because I think it was a great choice to kick off new music for Iron Maiden, since we haven't had any new music from them since 2015. So yeah, The Writing on the Wall, I don't care what the critics say, this song is great. I enjoy it. Next song I'd like to talk about is the song Days of Future Past. Now, this is one of my favorites on disc 1. So yeah, this could have been a single, but if it's not going to be one, then that's totally fine with me, because I still think it's a really enjoyable song. So yeah, Days of Future Past, really great song here. Yes, it could have sounded like it would have been on maybe A Matter of Life and Death, or even Final Frontier, or even Book of Souls, but either way though, it doesn't matter, because it's still a good song though, in my opinion. So yeah, Days of Future Past, great song, and I can't wait to see if it's going to be a single or not, because it's a good song. So I'll just talk about 2 more songs. Now, the next 2 songs are going to be from disc 2 that I'm going to be talking about for this review. So the first song I want to talk about for disc 2 is going to be the opening track for the second disc, and the song is called Darkest Hour. Yeah, man, I really love this one. It's actually probably my favorite out of the whole album. I mean, the album is good overall, as a whole, of course, because it's Iron Maiden. I don't think they have any bad albums, besides Virtual 11. But that's about it, really. But yeah, Darkest Hour, this is maybe my favorite of the album, but that's hard to decide though, since it is a good album. But yeah, it is at least one of my favorites though, if it isn't, you know. So yeah, Darkest Hour, this is another song that I think that could have worked really well as a single. I actually prefer this over Stratigo, but Stratigo is still a good song, don't get me wrong, but I think Darkest Hour could have been the second single instead. But either way though, both songs are still great. I'm just thinking that this one should have been the second single instead, but either way though, it's totally fine the way it is. So yeah, Darkest Hour though, I love this one, and I hope everyone else that checks out this new album from Iron Maiden will say the same thing as me, that they really like this song. So yeah, definitely check it out if you're a fan of metal music, because it's great. So the last song I want to talk about for this review, before I talk about the album a bit, is going to be the closing track on disc 2, and the song is called Hell on Earth. And yeah, man, I think this is a really great closing track. I really enjoyed it. Yes, the last 3 tracks on disc 2 were all very lengthy songs where they just seem like more of instrumentals, but they do have singing in them, of course, because they're not instrumentals. I'm just saying they're really long, and they have a lot of instrumental guitar work and all that, and some solos along with the rest of the album. But you guys know what I mean here, I believe. At least I hope so. So yeah, Hell on Earth though, like I've been saying, just because it's a long song doesn't mean it's bad, because believe me, they have longer songs than these 3 songs on disc 2, including Empire of the Clouds from the last album of the Book of Souls, which that song is fine, but it's almost 20 minutes, and it's from the last album, the Book of Souls. But I'm just glad with this new album that they didn't have anything over 15 minutes, because a song that's that long is just not tolerable for me. Just saying. So yeah, Hell on Earth, I think it's the perfect length for the song. Yes, it may drag on and on for a while, but it does get better with each listen. But that's just me though. So yeah, guys, I really don't know what else to say about the rest of these songs here. But overall, I think it's a fantastic album from Iron Maiden. Some people probably wouldn't like it because it's their more modern material, and a lot of people don't really care for modern Maiden, which I totally respect, but just don't disrespect the band, because they've been busting their asses for over 40 years, giving us some really great stuff here, including this new album, Senjutsu. I really love this album, and it's now my #1 album of 2021. So yeah, guys, before I go, I'm gonna give this album a rating, and I'm gonna give this album either an 8.5 or a 9. I'm not really sure what I want the score to be, so I'm just gonna go with that rating, 8.5 or a 9. So yeah, guys, this album is great. If you're a fan of Maiden, of course, definitely check out the album. If you're not a fan of metal, still check out this album, because you'll like it. It's a great album. Sure, it's not one of their best, but I would say it's their best, at least since 2003's Dance of Death. I'll go as that far to say that. So yeah, I believe it is their best since 2003's Dance of Death album, because I think it's better than A Matter of Life and Death, better than The Final Frontier, and definitely better than The Book of Souls. At least to me it is better than The Book of Souls. But that's just me though, because we already know how overrated The Book of Souls is. Not a bad album, just very overrated. So yeah, Senjutsu, great album, definitely worth checking out if you're a fan of Iron Maiden and metal in general. So whatever you guys do, do not miss out on this album, because it's great. So yeah, with that being said though, if you guys heard this new album, definitely let me know what y'all think of it and all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.